Hey guys, it's Sam. This is not the video that I thought that I would be sharing with you next, honestly. I thought that my Hobonichi week setup video finally was going to be in the works. That was the deal. And that's just not the case. Maybe this is going to be the light at the end of the planner frustration, chaos, tunnel. I hope so. But I wanted to share with you kind of what's been going on, what my search has led me to, and then I'll share with you like the previews that I printed off for the planner that I just ordered, which I told myself I wasn't going to order anymore, but I was just too excited about this, and I followed some rules before I ordered, which I'm super proud of myself for sticking to. But this video is not going to be a very interesting looking video. There's going to be a lot of chattiness about my struggles, my feelings, my goals, what I need, what I want, what I don't want, and how hopefully I have found the answer to all of those things in the planner that I'm going to share with you in like a preview form instead of the planner in front of me, because I just ordered it today. But I'm super excited about all of this, and I just wanted to share it because I have found when I am feeling at my worst with all of this and I share the struggles, that other people are in the same boat and we kind of cheer each other on. So that's what this video is going to be about today. If you're interested, keep watching. All right, so first up would be the whole planner chaos or the planner exhaustion. I know that I shared with you recently about the whole like social media and planners, and that my husband was like, maybe you just don't want a planner anymore, or you don't want to be in a planner anymore. And I knew that wasn't the case, but I really thought that I would, after realizing that, find my happy place sooner, and I haven't. Could that be my anxiety? I don't think so, because I've not been struggling so much with that. I also struggle with feeling like something's not right or whatever in the midst of hormonal changes, and I don't know honestly if that's the case or not. I don't think so, but it's something that I think about when I'm in the midst of like this whole like, what's going on feeling. I do know that I have been in the constant merry-go-round of planners, both in my bag, day to day, on my bedside table. Every night I'd be like, well, this one isn't it. And I'd ask my husband to bring up a different planner. And I'd like at the end of the week, and it had 5 different planners on my bedside table, and it's a really tiny table. And so I was like, okay, all right, this is not good. I've been revisiting things that I've used in the past, going over the things that I've used most recently. I was even at the Happy Planner website. I recently ordered the B6 which I know doesn't work for me. Is it a fabulous book? Does it have great paper? Does it have nice grid size? Yes. Can I handle this completely open for me to do whatever with? No, that's just too overwhelming for me. And each of these things are good in and of themselves, really. Hobonichi Weeks, fabulous planner, but I'm gonna keep this one right here because I have more to say about that. The Moleskine planners, love these all too. Look, I have 4 of them right here, and these aren't even all the ones that I have, but each of these have their own like set of issues. The monthly, it has the 2 pages for the monthlies, but it doesn't have any weeklies, and I really do like a weekly overview. This is beautiful. I wish these months were in the weekly, that they would give a couple extra pages to these month on 2 page, so you have enough room to actually write something down, but they don't. So I have this, the monthly. I have the weekly version, which this is also great, except for the months are super tiny. I find that very stressful. The weekend is broken up. Don't really love that. Not a lot of notes pages, which you can fix with other things, but we're just gonna move along quickly. And then you have, of course, the daily, which also has the super tiny months. Have plenty of room, depending, I guess, on your situation, to write in a daily. But these bigger, thick books, I just kind of feel like my hand falls off, and it's just not as comfortable to write in. And I haven't been consistent with this either. In my opinion, the closest thing I've come to recently, the weeks, which I'll get again in a minute, personal rings, which I'll talk about in a minute, and then the Moleskine or Moleskin or whatever weekly in this large size, which is the exact same layout as I've been using with the Hobonichi Weeks, except for this, for the weekend is separated. And you also have that long running to-do list, which in theory would work really well for me. And I do like quite a bit, but I'm not making friends with this hardcover, and I cannot find it readily available to me quickly enough in a soft cover, and I'm just not bonding. So I'm like, well, this isn't it either. And so I really thought that I would end up in one of these two, Personal Rings or the Hobonichi Weeks. But what I have found is that as much as I like my rings, I don't like working around the rings as much as I like writing in a bound book. I also have a habit of adding too much to my planner because you can add whatever you want when you're in rings. Does this mean rings are out forever? No. But right now, it's just not the right fit at this moment. The Hobonichi Weeks, do I love it? Yes, I do. But I have come to the realization that I love the Hobonichi Weeks when I haven't been in the Hobonichi Weeks for several weeks, and then I backplan in it. And I can sit down and my handwriting is consistent and I can take my time and write neatly, and that becomes a memory planner more than a planner. And I know that so many people have multiple planners, but it's just not me, and I don't find that I want to spend all of that much time. So honestly, for that to be like a memory planner to me, like I'm going to be updating this once every 2 weeks, once a month. It's not going to be something that's on my daily. I'm going to sit and write in this. I don't like it. When I try to use this out and about as my daily planner, I focus too much on my handwriting, the paper, the pen that I'm using, and I want this to be neat and tidy. Is that a rule that I have put on myself? Yes. If you struggle with perfectionism, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But my perfectionism, coupled with these tiny grids and the slick paper, it's just a recipe for disaster, and it stresses me out. Is that a first world problem? Absolutely. But it nevertheless is a problem for me. So I'm like, okay, this is something that I might go in and fill out so that I can go back and look at it over the year. I don't know for sure if that's going to happen or not, but I feel like the Hobonichi Weeks is just not, as much as it seems like it would be the perfect planner for me to take out and about every single day, I don't know that it is. And I have to be okay with that to move forward. So over the last couple of weeks, this is how I've been feeling. If I sit down and I have the time, this feels like perfection. If I take it out and about, it doesn't feel like perfection anymore. So I was just kind of moving back and forth, trying this, trying that, and then I was like, okay, none of what I need is here. Currently, I went back to old planners, tried things out, searched on Amazon, came up with nothing. Things that were close were still not good enough because I felt like they were too busy or too childish or too something. I searched the internet, still wasn't coming up with anything. And then I was just like at the end of my rope, and I searched on YouTube. So usually my YouTube searches look like this: Moleskine 2023 weeks, 2023 rings, whatever. And I was just like, maybe I don't have the answers here. And I just typed in 2023 planner. And what I found was a video from Carrie, and she had a planner that was very intriguing to me, and she had like it all natural, just word vomit onto a page. And I was like, well, what about that? And I watched the whole video, and I was like, I kind of like that. It just seems like she's with a paper planner that doesn't require extra anything. And she had like a ballpoint pen off to the side, and I was like, okay, so we don't have to worry about smearing or this or that. And I decided to search it, and I see that several people are using this planner right now. It's Commit 30, and it's been around since about 2017. I have seen it before, but I feel like I looked into it as a fitness planner in the past because there are a couple of different variations in the website, but I never looked into it as like a planner because historically I have been a horizontal planner, not a vertical planner, and this particular planner is a vertical planner. But I was like, I have been doing really well when I'm in my rings, planning technically vertically, and it's worked out really well. The only issue I've had is that on busy weeks, I feel like I don't have enough space to write everything in the days. And again, I told you that, you know, it's not fun to like write over the rings or whatever. And I was like, in theory, maybe. So I did a couple of things, which I am super proud of myself for doing, because I always give this advice out, but I never follow it practically ever. But I followed my own advice for once. And I printed out some freebies that are available on their website and gave it a whirl. So I'm going to first show you what the different sizes are. I'm also going to be talking about what else I did with this, because I'm kind of like super proud of myself. I almost feel like a grown-up here with how I like made decisions before I made a decision, which I'm usually kind of like, oh, I see it, into cart, here we go. And I just kind of have been trying to keep myself from doing that and chasing all the shiny things. So I slowed down. And I think that that hopefully is going to set me up for success. So starting out, obviously I don't have the real planner in front of me because I just ordered it, but there are several things that you can print out on the website. One is an entire month of the planner for free, but I ended up not using that because I couldn't figure out how to get the correct sizing, and I didn't want to plan in something that didn't end up being true to size and then setting myself up for failure when the planner did arrive. On the website, you can also find there's a comparison between the two separate sizes. And I found that to be pretty much true to size. If the measurements on my ruler are correct, then it either didn't print out true to size, or the measurements of the planner are just a little bit off, or the measurement of the planner is including the cover, not the inside guts, which is probably what it is. So there are two different sizes of the main flagship weekly planner, which is what I'm going to focus on today. That's not the only thing that they offer, but this is what I was concerned with. They have the standard, which is kind of B6-ish size. It's not as big as A5. It's a little bit bigger than B6. And then the deluxe, which is 7x10. And I don't know that I've ever had a planner this size, but I knew that this was going to be too big for me. Then I printed out the pages that meant the most to me, which were the monthly and the weekly. I fiddled around with them. Actually, I didn't fiddle around with this. This was a reprint. I fiddled around with this, made a huge mess out of it, and I was like, can this work? That was my main question. Before I go through Apple Pay, can this work for me? I then sat down and I made a list of things that I need in a planner, what I need to let go of in a planner, and what I want in a planner. And I looked to see if those things matched this particular planning system. So what I need in a planner, I need a planner that is dated. They do sell an undated version, which I almost went ahead and didn't follow my own rules and order for reasons I'll get to in a second. But I almost got the undated, but I really need a dated planner. I just don't usually have the time or the attention span or the patience to go through and date a planner. I've also said in the past that I don't particularly like the way it looks. If I date a planner, it doesn't feel real. If you date a planner and I look at it, it's going to look fine. But for me, looking at my own handwriting, I don't think it looks like a real planner. That's a me problem I get, but it's a problem that I know can possibly derail this whole planner happiness feeling I want to get to. This is dated. Check one. I need a place to put my appointments. I can put appointments in several different places in this planner. You could put appointments here if you're a very busy person. I am not. So I can see myself putting appointments in with the timed schedule here on the side, or in any of the boxes that I deem to be for places I need to go. So there's a couple of different options here. I also have a nice monthly view here that I would also put my appointments in. So we have 2 checks so far. I also would really like to focus on goals right now. One of the things that I have noticed in planners like the Hobonichi Weeks and even personal rings or pocket rings or whatever is, you know, what kind of checklists or trackers or pockets or places to put photos or what kind of dividers I'm using and all of those things. They get ahead of the purpose of the planner, which is to, you know, help you with your life. And things in my life have been kind of let go, like goals that I have for spiritual focus, my family time, fitness goals, decluttering, and less spending. All of those kinds of things have kind of been pushed off to the side as I go through this whole merry-go-round process of why is this not working for me in a planning system and what do I need to do? And so the focus has been on fixing the planning process instead of fixing the stuff in my life that I need to work on. So, goals. This planner, although I don't have the pages specifically printed out, this one has a lot of goal focus, which I think is going to be really good for me and my life. So there's that. So goals. Also a place to do to-dos. So this one says life to do and work to do, which I have noted here I do not need. I can just cover this up. I can turn this into, I can just white out over it and do to do and to buy, which is what I usually have in my Hobonichi. But I feel like it's not too bold so that I am unable to make it what I need. I also forgot one. Goal. There's a lot of other stuff goals-wise in this planner, but you have a weekly focus on one thing every week, which I really like that because you might have a lot of goals, but sometimes if I have too much in front of me, I struggle to prioritize. So if I have one main priority for the week, I think that's going to be really good. A place to keep memories and or stickers. This has a lot of different options. I feel like in my weekly personal rings, this gives me so much more than just the one box that I have here, which I see it as, I understand that it's a square, but I see it as vertical planning for the way I use this particular insert. And so I feel like this gives me, without being a huge planner, it gives me lots of decisions that I can make and freedom, but with enough structure. So I can change, and the beauty of it is that you can change it every single week until you get what you want. So I could have this be a memory section or a memory section wherever I don't have an appointment, or I can have this be a memory section. Of course, this only shows one of the 2 pages, but this is the layout of the planner. All of the days of the week have the same exact spacing, which I really like in a planner. And yeah, so plenty of places to put a memory or a sticker. Nothing feels too scrunched. I also need a place to put my work schedule. So after much tinkering around yesterday, I think I've decided that I want to put my work schedule up here in the planner. So obviously this is black and white. That's not what the planner comes to you in as far as colors go, but I didn't really want to focus on that. I really wanted to focus on the function of the planner itself. So this one gives a check mark in all of the boxes that I need in a planner. What I want to let go of in a planner is mainly the need to be overly neat. I have griped about 1,000,000 times about the lack of lines or grids on the left-hand side of Hobonichi Weeks. And I realize that I've broken every single rule with this planner because there are only a couple of lines here. And I don't think that that's going to be a problem because the paper is not, at least I hope not from what I'm seeing shared with others. But the paper doesn't seem like it's the finicky kind that it's gonna like feel like it's getting away from me, and I feel like I'm gonna be able to control it more. Is it gonna be perfect? No, but I'm trying to not be as perfectionistic with this. And I think that stepping outside of my own box and trying something completely new is going to give me the ability to kind of refresh in my mind what a planner should be. And I don't think I'm ever going to find that in the planners that I have been using because I'm just trapped in that this needs to be pretty and neat mindset. It also doesn't have tiny grids. I don't think that the pens are going to be a huge issue with this. So I think that this is the best way to find my like path out of this rut. I would like to let go of the constant pen search. I've always been a stationery junkie my entire life, but the amount of pens that I have purchased trying to find the right pen for the Hobonichi Weeks is quite honestly embarrassing. So I've got a lot of decluttering to do, and the pen situation has to calm down. So this pen, this Jetstream, which I hate in the Hobonichi Weeks, this one is 0.7. The planners come with 0.5. I use this in other planners and I'm quite happy. I use it at work and I'm quite happy. I just want to be able to grab a stupid pen and not worry about it smearing. I want to pick up any gel pen, any ballpoint or hybrid, and not worry about it. And I think that that's going to be the case with this planner. I want to be more focused on time with my family, in my home, the decluttering that I need to do, my faith, all of those things. I need a simple planner that I can move into without having those expectations on myself about what a planner should look like, and moving away from the whole like planning is my hobby and it's pretty to my planner is functional and I just word vomit onto the page. After all the tinkering around, I think that this is going to be right up my alley for those goals. For what I want in a new planning system, normal paper. This seems to have normal paper, a different layout to get myself out of my own mindset of what a planner should look like. So that works. A week with space to write in, check. I do like for a planner to have its own elastic closure like the Moleskines do. Then you don't have to worry about putting it in a cover. Will I ultimately, if it works out, put it in a cover? Yes, I will. But for now, I would be able to use it, put it in my bag, and not worry about it. It does have an elastic closure. Soft cover, because the hard cover is just not, it's not resonating with me. We're not becoming friends. So I just feel like a soft cover would work, and that planner has a soft cover. The goal setting focus is just what I need, I believe. And the fact that this planner has some kind of guidance and differentiation, it's not a blank slate, but it doesn't tell you what to do. Like all of these things, like, so this says this week I commit to. Could you white it out or cover it up? Yes, but that's not a lot of structure. If you look at it compared to a lot of other planners on the market, I saw some on Amazon that had like the horizontal layout on the left hand side and on the right hand side. They told you what to do in like all of the boxes, and I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Here I can put whatever I want. I think I'm going to try first the work schedule. This is where I've decided to go with this. If I have an appointment at a set time, I'm going to put it here, wherever the particular time is, and then I'll fill it in with things that I need to do on a particular day, or memories or stickers or whatever. But appointments are going to get highlighted and they're going to get plugged into the time that the appointment actually is. So we always go to Bible study at 7 on Wednesday. That would be where that lives. So work here, wherever the appointments, fill it in with memories or what have you otherwise. And then here there are certain things I do like to note. Is it important necessarily? Maybe not, but they make me happy. So here I'm going to keep the weather, my workout, and a meal, or weather, meal, workout, one or the other. I do a daily Bible reading, but I don't have to write down exactly what that is. We struggle with meal planning, so I think that needs to be a focus. I like to see the weather, so I'm going to put it here until I change my mind. And then workout, I need to get focused on, so that's going to go here as well. I'm going to have my weekly to-do list here. And then since I don't need a work to do, I'm going to find a way to like cover this up. So I'll just have a to do and a to buy. This, I like that you can change it week to week. So if any of this isn't working, you can change it. If any of this isn't working, you can change it. You can change your mind about this. It's going to be a place to put a quote, notes, little photos, stickers, anything you want. And I like that it gives you enough structure with freedom. I feel like this just checks all the boxes. Everything can be easily adjusted to fit your particular needs. So after all of the printouts, all of the test runs, all of the notes to myself about what I need in a planner, what I don't need in a planner, and all of those things, I finally ordered the planner. I ordered two, actually, because you can choose Monday or Sunday start. And although I do prefer a Sunday monthly start, I do really like having a Monday weekly start. And you can't have that with this planner. If it's a Sunday start, it's Sunday on the weekly and the monthly. If it's a Monday start, same thing. So I really liked one of the colors more than the others. And so I chose that's like a marigold in the Sunday start. But I was kind of worried that I would like mentally not be able to handle the whole Sunday start in a weekly, which I used to do years ago, but it's been a while. So I ordered 2. I'm not going to write in it. I'm just kind of think about it when it gets here, and I'm going to part with whatever one I don't keep. I do wish that there were a little bit more neutral colors. I'll share on my screen what the colors available are. I would really like for them to have a black that has like that fun cover, or something a little bit more neutral, but I really did like the marigold, and you can only get that one as a Sunday start. So I really would have liked to have that as a Monday start option, just because some people don't like certain colors. You can only get pink as a Sunday start, you can only get purple as a Monday start. So I kind of wish that there were less colors maybe to choose from, and that they were offered in both starts so that you could choose your favorite week and your favorite color. These are very tiny nitpicky things. Overall, I was really happy with the planner. So I chose the standard, 1 Sunday start, 1 Monday start, and when they get here, I'm going to choose which one is my planner. I'm not going to keep the other one so that I can't change my mind. I'm going to force myself to choose. Will this be the answer that I need for my planner, like exhaustion, chaos, whatever this is? I don't know, but I am hopeful, just because it's so much different from what I have been using. It's not overly large, it's soft bound, it's bound, it's something that I can take in most of my bags. It's not going to be too heavy. It's going to keep me focused on the things that I need to focus on, and I think that it's going to be really good for me. So what do you think? You've probably heard of it by now. I know that it's been out there, but it's never been something that I really looked at, because historically vertical planning has not been up my alley. But I think it's going to be the thing. I guess we'll find out. I will share it when it arrives, and if it works, I'll share it more. If it doesn't work, I'll share it one more time and tell you why it didn't work. But I'm very excited about this, more excited than I've been about something in a while in the planner community. So I have very high expectations, which I hope doesn't set myself up for defeat. But I'm just really excited about this. I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I can't wait to chat with you guys about it. Thanks so much for being here. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new around here and don't want to miss out on future videos, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.